Speaking of big-time performances, the Green Bay Packers took to Sunday Night Football, took to Levi Stadium to face the San Francisco 49ers last night. Mason Crosby, unbelievable 51-yard game-winning field goal to just lift the Packers 30-28 over the San Francisco 49ers. Rodgers returning to Santa Clara. And it's just a fantastic kind of story, fantastic ending for a team that was desperately needing a win at Levi Stadium. It had been a while. Yes, they won last year, but that was against a depleted 49ers team. The last time that the Green Bay Packers faced the 49ers, where both teams were kind of evenly matched, was in 2019, and the 49ers rolled them over, just ran roughshod over them, and they got blown out in 2 games in 2019, including an NFC Championship game. But let's first start with the positives. The positives and the things that we already know are that Aaron Rodgers is fantastic, and the Green Bay Packers have some really talented players. They've got some star players on this team. I mean, Aaron Rodgers was absolutely amazing on that final drive. There's a reason why he's the reigning league MVP. There's a reason why he's been an MVP of the NFL 3 times. It's for drives like that. Down by 1, 37 seconds left, no timeouts, and he was magical. That first pass to Davante Adams was an absolute beautiful throw. He's got a perfect spiral, just a picture-perfect throw. And it was textbook clutch from Aaron Rodgers. That's what he does. He is so good when it comes to clock management and decision making, especially in moments like that. And we saw that on full display yesterday. And so that first catch by Davante Adams, and then the second throw to Davante Adams, I mean, they went 3 plays, 2 passes in 37 seconds rather, to set up Mason Crosby. I mean, you couldn't have scripted it any better. And then you let the old geezer go from 51 and struck it beautifully. And this has been the weekend, apparently, of the field goal kicking units and their heroics. But 2 things can be true. While all of that was great, and Aaron Rodgers displayed some greatness and some clutchness down the stretch, let's also be honest and say this about the Packers. Let's be truthful here. The Packers should have never been in this situation where this game was coming down to a game-winning field goal by Mason Crosby. That was Freudian slip right there. It should have never come down to this point, because the Green Bay Packers were in the driver's seat for the majority of the game. The fact that it took late game heroics, some valiant effort, some valiant drive, and a desperation drive to set up a desperation game-winning field goal is beyond me. The Green Bay Packers were in firm control. They could have blown this game. They should have blown this game out wide open earlier in the first half. They led 17-0. That included a trip to the red zone in which they had a turnover on downs. They had a 4th and 1 at the 3-yard line. They opt to pass it. It's a typical Matt LaFleur move. And it really was disappointing and discouraging to me that they kind of let this whole lead slip away. The 49ers offense was in a turn spin. They couldn't generate any consistency. The defense was playing unbelievably well. They sacked Jimmy G 4 times. They had 2 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, and an interception. And one of their fumble recoveries, their number 1 fumble recovery, happened against Jimmy G late in the 4th quarter with about 5 minutes left. And you're talking about a Packers team that's at the 49ers' 38-yard line. You're up 24-21 at this point in the game. And then you have to settle for a field goal. And you don't run off much clock. Maybe they ran off about 2 minutes. And you had to settle for a field goal. It's plays like that are going to cost you down the stretch. And so for me, everything set up for the Packers to kind of win this game easily. And instead, it was like the Green Bay Packers were trying to do everything they could to gift the San Francisco 49ers the win. That's literally what it felt like. It felt like every time the Packers had an opportunity to expand the lead or to really kind of increase their margin, that they did just enough to make you think that they're trying on offense, that they could maybe get this done, but they left the door completely open for the San Francisco 49ers to run right through it, and they nearly did. Jimmy G, to his credit, nearly led San Francisco to a game-winning drive, to a game-winning touchdown. I guess he left too much time with 37 seconds. Clearly he did. So, to me, this was kind of like a lose-lose situation for the Green Bay Packers because on the one hand, yes, you should be happy that they won the game. They should be happy they won the game. Herm Edwards, did you win the game? Yes, the answer is yes. And they won the game. And so the NFL is an extremely difficult league. Wins are hard to come by. So however you get the job done, you get the job done. But this is a Green Bay Packers team with high expectations. This is a team that just reached the NFC Championship game. This is a team that came within a couple key plays of perhaps advancing to the Super Bowl last year. This is a team that's trying to improve and build on their success from a season ago and return to that spot now. Those are the expectations for the Green Bay Packers. This isn't a team that is just trying to barely eke out a win. And so I like the Green Bay Packers. And I went trying to think. I never went to Lambeau Field. That's true. But I went to the University of Wisconsin. And I've got so many friends that are die-hard Packers fans. And I know that what I'm about to say is going to potentially strike a nerve. It's a sensitive subject with them. But this is the truth. Is that as much as I love Wisconsin sports, and I do, and I like the Packers, and my friends are going to hate me for saying this, this game was kind of your typical Green Bay Packers game. And I don't even say that in the most glowing of terms. Because if you lose the game, then you say, oh, well, Aaron Rodgers was playing well, and he valiantly tried to lead the Packers down the stretch, and Devontae Adams, another star player, was making huge catches, and the defense just couldn't get a couple stops down the stretch, and we lost the game, but it was really, really highly competitive, and we just came up a little bit short. But Aaron Rodgers played well. Devontae Adams played well. That's one side of the spectrum. The other side is if you win, then you're saying, yeah, we won the game because Aaron Rodgers was so great, but the manner and fashion in which you win games is extremely important, which is why I think two things can be true. I think you can be disappointed and be discouraged in a win. Conversely, you can be happy in a win, and you should be happy, but you can also be disappointed in the manner and in the fashions in which you win that game. It's not even just about style points, but it's about how do you prepare for the next week. And I thought personally, again, I'm not going to totally say I was fully discouraged by the Packers, because at the end of the day, they did end up winning the game, which is the most important thing. But I think that if you're Matt LaFleur, you're Aaron Rodgers waking up this morning, I don't think you're extremely enthralled by that performance. Yes, you're happy that you won the game, but it should have never come down to that, to those late game heroics. Should have never happened. And you can credit the 49ers all you want for the fight that they were showing, and that's true, but Packers should have never let it get to this point. That's personally what I think.